welcome to yet another episode of the Beard Al Podcast. It's the podcast about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al. And I'm Lauren. I'm always here, and we're gonna have some fun today because this is just a random, fun conversation about a topic that's near and dear to all of our hearts. And so Russ is here as semi-usual. Hello.
I am. I like to think of myself as the world's foremost authority on UHF because I'm always the only person on any UHF episode who saw it when it premiered in the theaters.
Yeah.
So
I didn't.
Kind of a big deal.
You are kind of a big deal.
Everyone else was in the other room seeing Batman, but I saw UHF first.
And that's why I married you.
Right.
And we have somebody who has not been on this show before, but is near and dear to our hearts and closets in a lot of ways. First of all, Ian, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. And I feel like since, you know, you're generally the people that come on this show are either podcasters or somebody who does that more often than the cool stuff you do. Like right here at the beginning, tell the people listening to the Beard Al podcast, like you do awesome things, and I think it's pretty amazing. You drew a Weird Al, and that's what made me ask you to even come on the show in the first place. So
yeah. So you know, you guys welcome me on the show, and the first thing I see, I know this is not video, but for you guys at home, Russ is wearing a Roosevelt shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first thing I noticed because it's what my eye is drawn to. I'm a designer art director for the Roosevelts. You know, I'm the tiki guy. I've done lots and lots of shirts beyond that. It's getting close to 100 designs that I've done for Roosevelts. I've been designing for them since 2019. And I went full time with them in December of 2021. And long before that, I've been a freelance illustrator, working for all the companies. Same with Roosevelt's, doing all the licenses. I'm the mid-century cartoony guy.
yeah,
Everything steeped in 80s and 90s culture, but kind of in a 50s, 60s, you know, or 40s, 50s, and 60s aesthetic, you know.
yeah.
That's what I do. It's what I love to do. But also, you know, the reason I'm on the show is because, you know, you saw the Weird Al thing, and even though I love that 50s and 60s style, I you know, maybe I'm not old enough, but I am an 80s kid. You know, I was born in 82, so really I didn't like come online until like the late 80s. So Russ, you saw it in the theater, and you said everyone else was watching Batman. Well, I was 7, and I don't think I was seeing either of those. So yeah, I wasn't shown. Honestly, I can't tell you when the first time I saw UHF. It was definitely on VHS. It was definitely probably with my friend, you know, one of my oldest friends and best friend, Russ, not you, but my Russ. We used to just watch everything, you know, every Friday night. It was just, you know, cram as much as we can on VHS. And I don't know where he had heard of it. He's the same age as me. He had an older brother, Doug, who 3 years older, so maybe he knew about it. But even before that, I knew who Weird Al was. I think the first time I was introduced to Weird Al, whether I knew it or not, was probably the Transformers movie. Because he's got Dare to Be Stupid in it. I didn't know it was him. It was just a song that I knew. And then as I got older, when I kind of went back and started listening to Weird Al, I was like, oh, that's that guy. That's that song. So, you know, that was kind of my entryway into Weird Al. And I think the first album that I ever had by him was on cassette. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a spam call. Okay. Sorry about that.
So it's spam in the place where you live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's on the soundtrack for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So the first album I had was I think it was a best of cassette where Al is like scrunched up into the shape of the cassette that like.
Oh,
Yeah.
greatest hits.
I've got that cassette over on my bookshelf.
That's
over there.
greatest hits, right?
That's the greatest hits. Yeah, Volume 1.
Yeah, it was so that I remember very vividly owning that and listening to it and like being in car rides, whether I could even listen to it, because whether I had a Walkman or not, I would just bring that with me because I felt like an adult. Because weirdly, I didn't. That's kind of late bloomer to music. I know it's a weird thing. I know very vividly not like showing an interest in like I guess what people consider real music until like 7th or 8th grade in my life. But way before that, I was like into Weird Al, and it was like I had an older sister who was like very in touch and very in the know and very cool about music. So it's like I didn't have anything. So like Weird Al was like, look what I have. I know music. So the comedian Brian Posehn, like very relatable to me. He always has the bit of when he's going to play Weird Al for his kid first, so that when his kid grows up and goes to a party and hears Michael Jackson, he's gonna be like, this guy's ripping Weird Al off. Like that was me. I knew who Michael Jackson was, but like I like Weird Al more. So.
Yeah, and I think so. You found a good pair of people to have a really good conversation about Weird Al with, and about UHF with, for darn sure. And for those of you who are regular listeners to this program, we have talked about UHF quite a bit, but we're gonna try and do something. That we're gonna come at it from an angle that we haven't come at it before yet. The beginning of the show, we're just gonna kind of do our general thoughts. I've got some fun facts about the film that I think I'd like to share with the group and kind of get our reaction to, because I find some of them to be quite entertaining and quite interesting. And then on the flip side of the ads, we're each going to talk about some of the smaller bit characters that we find interesting, because we've talked so much about, George and Terry and Stanley and all of that. But then there's folks that it's like, wait a second, it's the ensemble that really makes the movie. So we're going to highlight those a bit.
Well, to interrupt, I realized in my long-winded self-introduction, I didn't tell you why I'm on the show. You mentioned it, but the thing that I had done a sketch. I do these like private sketch commissions, and it's whatever people want within the normal realm of like, don't make me draw you, don't make me draw your kid or your dog. Like, there's pop culture. Let me draw. And someone requested Weird Al. So, and it's funny that in my failing social media presence, that some things get like 20 likes. And for whatever reason, anytime I do Weird Al, it like kind of not like astronomical, but it like, oh, I didn't think I'd get any likes for this. And then it ends up getting way more than I thought. And then right before that one, which built the steam for that commission, I think it's what inspired someone to get that commission, was I was asked by we're not on video, but I have it to the side here. There's a video store called Outpost Video 512 or Outpost 512 Video. You guys can see it. But they had asked. It's a gallery / video store in Austin, Texas, or in Texas. To say Austin is strange because Texas is very big, so I'm not going to assume it's near. It says Taylor, Texas. So if anyone's listening, you'll wherever that means. But off point, they do this gallery show where they ask artists to draw a VHS cover, and it's whatever they want, and they send these blank. You guys can see it. It's a blank.
It's an actual VHS cassette cover.
Yeah, and it's got a blank white space. And they ask, draw whatever you want, as long as it's a movie that was in fact on VHS. And I know the poster gallery scene, and I know this type of scene. And when you ask someone to do a VHS cover, it's 500 Blade Runners, 500 RoboCops. It's The Thing. It's stuff like that, and it's all serious, guys. And if your viewers haven't realized it from this point, or your listeners haven't realized in this point, my stuff is not realistic. It's very cartoony.
Yeah.
And I wanted a VHS tape that was, one, something that I loved, and two, something that was related to my style. So it was a toss-up between the original Ninja Turtles movie and UHF. So in the end, I ended up choosing UHF because there's nothing out there for it, or there's not enough out there for
I agree.
artwork. And Ninja Turtles is my favorite thing ever, but trust me, there's no one's gonna miss it. There's plenty of Ninja Turtle stuff, so there's not enough VH or UHS stuff. And part of the thought process is I want to make sure a piece sells. So having uniqueness may help. And it didn't. It was an original. It was a hand drawn, so it sold. I'm sure we can put a link to it. So if your listeners want to see it after,
I might even, if you don't mind, I might make that one of the key visuals for this episode itself.
I'll send you everything you guys want.
Love it.
It's interesting you bring that up because I've never really thought about it. But I mean, I know the movie poster is the same as the album cover, is the same as the VHS cover was.
The TV with his face, with his glass,
and I never really thought about how fitting that cover art is for the film. Like outside, the only other thing I think they could have done for the film is, and this would have been lame, is like a collage of the parody stuff, like Rambo and Indiana Jones and stuff, just so people are like, yeah, this is a collage of, like, yeah, I know so, that's a whole different thing. The European poster.
Yeah, I have.
Have you guys seen it? The thing that I did.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm scrolling through right now because I did see it, but I'm trying to find it to show Russ. But I have on the back of the door here the European movie poster for the UHF film. And in Europe and Australia and stuff, the movie was put out as the Vidiot from UHF because UHF wasn't a thing that made sense as a term outside of the United States. But the poster for it outside of the US is very much like it's Weird Al kind of tipping his glasses up, and it's just a bunch of TV screens with the Indiana Jones, riff on it, the Dire Straits riff on it, the Rambo riff on it. And it's very straightforward. There's the Weird Al. Okay, I'm getting close. I'm getting real close. But while I'm looking at finding this, I did want to cover some of the fun facts that I found about the film. I found it, so he's looking at it now. So I love this fact, and I think I've mentioned it before, but these are just some things that amuse me about the film itself. So for the shot of the Spatula City billboard, the production team actually bought a billboard on a remote stretch of highway, and for months afterwards, drivers taking that exit would ask nearby businesses about Spatula City, and that they had to finally take the billboard down because the businesses that kept getting asked about Spatula City complained.
That's fantastic.
That's great. Well, people probably saw the ad and wanted to take advantage of the sale.
No, you did the ninth one for just $1.
Yeah. Would you buy 9, get the 10th?
Buy the 9 and get the 10th for just $1. Sorry.
But yeah.
Yeah, I found it and I showed him, and
that's fantastic. I like the channel lineup at the bottom.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, like I thought. Remember the old like channels where you would just the preview channels and it would just scroll through the. It was it's not exactly like that, but the movies. What makes the movie so memorable is all the different TV shows, and I wanted to include that in some way.
Yeah, I think it's super important, and speaking of the different TV shows, here's something that may make you feel some sort of way when you watch UHF. Real fish were attached to the Wheel of Fish. They were bought at a local fish market early one morning, and the set designer began attaching them to the wheel around 6 a.m., making sure that the wheel spun smoothly. Filming started at 4:30 p.m. on a hot summer day in a building that wasn't air-conditioned, filled with hot studio lights and over 100 extras. On the DVD commentary for UHF, Weird Al described the filming conditions as, quote, ripe.
I can't even imagine that. Like, and that's something that, like, today I don't even think would even be in the discussion. Like, what I mean? If somebody said they were going to do that, I think there would be like 17 different commissions that would be like, no. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a thing that would be allowed.
So
look, I'm an old man, but like they were dead, right?
Bro, no, no, it wasn't like they were just flopping around on the wheel until they
were already dead.
They were already dead.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
You're right. I mean, people live to complain, but
that's my thing. Is I figure like somebody would complain until.
Oh my god. right? I just thought that was amazing. And so then in another scene, George and Bob are discussing the television lineups at the UHF station. And one show is called Volcano Worshippers Hour. And that's particularly amusing because in high school, Weird Al started a Volcano Worshippers Club just to get a picture in the yearbook.
I just watched the movie yesterday, just as a refresher. And when him and George are going through, or when George is going through all the different new shows when they're big, the bottom right last show, and I can't remember specifically, but it was something like Bestiality Hour.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh man, I missed that one.
I feel like at some point I'm going to do an episode of this show that is just a deep dive into all the TV show titles that you miss because they happen so quickly. Because there's just so much that's in there that, you know, doesn't get a lot of screen time because it goes by so fast because you're focused on everything else.
I think it's the first Wayne's World movie, but there's a bit in it where Wayne is like, we were going to be on at our 10:30 hour, but I was like, Sewing World wanted it. And so
no, that's Wayne's World 2.
Is it 2? Okay. I think 2 is so much better than
they're like, you may notice that we're on a bit earlier because they're going to go see Aerosmith. And like, it was like, neo-Nazi someone switch with them.
Yeah, well, I like where he's like, we were able to get him to switch with White Supremacy World, and so it all worked out. yeah.
Oh,
but
Lord.
that's what I think of it. Like when I saw that, in which it turns out it's Wayne's World 2, which is ironic that I didn't think of that because I like Wayne's World 2 better than the first one. I'm like the only person on the planet that likes the second one better than the first one. But
no, that's not true. I don't like the first one more than the second one. They're just one awesome movie.
Yeah, that's fair. But
I love them both dearly.
Yeah, they're very, very good. But when I saw that in Wayne's World, I instantly thought of I mean, it was only a couple of years later, but I instantly thought about that in UHF because that's as soon as you get a VHS copy, even with the lower resolution of VHS, that's a thing to like pause when I was a kid and look at.
Clearly, you guys are fans of the movie Stay Tuned.
Yeah.
Wait, Lauren, you gave me a dumbfounded look like you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I'm a little lost, and that's okay.
All right.
Which is okay. It's fine. I'm not that guy who's like, what do you mean? No.
Thank you for that. I'd kick you off the show right now if you were.
Stay Tuned was a movie I think it was the early 90s. John Ritter, Three's Company. He's obsessed with TV and, he's a couch potato. He's stuck at home. I think he lost his job beginning of the movie, and then the literal devil portrayed by Jeffrey Jones, the dad from Beetlejuice, comes to his door and says, have I got a deal for you, and sells him a TV entertainment center. But he's the devil and the TV is supposed to like suck you in, and so all the it's called they call it HTV, Hell TV, or that's their MTV knockoff in the show or in the movie. But all the channels, he just keeps clicking through them, and it's like Dwayne's Underworld. All the shows are like skewed bad or evil.
Yeah.
And it honestly, Stay Tuned, but it's not in the same. I love UHF. I don't laugh out loud at movies. I think they're funny. UHF makes me giggle out loud. And Stay Tuned doesn't, but I love it. But it belongs in that same conversation. It's that same vibe. It's not a parody like it's not like bonkers like UHF is, but it's in that same vicinity.
In some way, it's been at least a decade, maybe 2, since I've seen it. But a loose descriptor I would give you is it's if Pleasantville was funny.
So
kind of like where you're like in. This is the person who
John Ritter jumps from once he gets sucked in, it's like, oh, he's in the Old West. Oh, they find the remote. Now he's a cartoon, but it's like an evil Tom and Jerry, or it's like a TV movie of he's sucked into the French Revolution, or a black and white noir where he's talking and he's like, wait a minute, why do I hear my voice? What is like an old we're gonna get him? See, Yeah, it's very much of its time, and I love it. And it's
I'm
got
sold.
Eugene Levy in it, John
Oh.
Ritter. I forget the woman who plays his wife, but it's fun. I'd give it a watch.
Well, I'm
if anything
planning
else,
on it now.
It won't make you upset. It's a fun movie.
It won't make you upset. That's
It was like
Yeah.
it was like Wild Hogs the other night.
right. We just watched Wild Hogs the other night. I had
Is
never
that
seen it.
the biker movie?
Yeah.
Like John Travolta.
John Travolta, Tim Allen.
Before I pushed play, because I had seen it and she hadn't, I was like, it's not the greatest film ever made, but it's inoffensive and it's a fun time. You know, like that's
that I've seen it.
Yeah.
Was that Robin Williams too?
No.
William H. Macy,
Martin
that's
Lawrence.
Travolta, Martin Lawrence, yeah, and Tim Allen. And William H. Macy's the reason to watch the movie. He's just hilarious in the
He's
whole
great.
thing.
Yeah. So I'm good for movies that won't make me mad, won't make me upset.
It's light. All right, so I interrupted. What
No.
other tidbits? do you have?
No, I've got 3 more little tidbits.
Pam Dauber was the wife in Stay
Oh.
Tuned from Mork and Mindy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like 70s sitcom royalty in the
I'm
in the
down.
movie.
I'm down for it. I love John Ritter. I'm like personally shocked at myself that this was not
Yeah, he did more
Most
than just
people
Hollywood
don't.
Squares.
just Hollywood Squares. Okay.
Most people they're like, well, I've never even heard of that movie.
Well, now I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna
It's
find
on
it.
was
Tubi for free, I
1992.
found out.
Oh, it's on Tubi
Yeah.
for free.
I mean, I own it on the digital video disc. I'm good.
Here's a fun fact. I didn't even segue that one, and I don't even care.
Well done.
I know.
Classy move.
You know what? Weird Al wanted to use the song Kung Fu Fighting for the scene with Uncle Harvey in the pool. They could not afford the rights to the song Kung Fu Fighting, so that's why Weird Al wrote Let Me Be Your Hog.
It's just great.
When that movie first came out, I was like, oh wow, what is this song? Or when I first seen it, like, oh, what is that song? It sounds familiar, and I guess it didn't register. I'm like, oh, that's Weird Al.
Yeah. I love it so much. That song is I think it's something like 8 seconds of magic. It's on my workout playlist.
So I've told the story on the show before, but actually never to do with this song. So Ian, I happened to be on a family vacation driving from Detroit down to West Virginia with my family, and UHF, the soundtrack, was released during that trip. So at like a stop on the way at like Kmart or something, I bought the cassette for UHF. And my parents were always like pretty tolerant of Weird Al's stuff just because of all the genre hopping. Like it wasn't like, oh, we're going to listen to the one kid's like hard rock now or the other kids pop music. Like my parents would let me play a lot more Weird Al because there was so many different types of music on the one tape, right? But anyways, the 2 things I remember from that is, one, you have The Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota on there, which is about a family trip, and I was like on a family trip when I heard that song, so it was like a kind of a fun little thing there. And then, but the other thing is, my mom was always so sweet about everything to do with Weird Al, but the first time Let Me Be Your Hog played in the car, and as short as it is, when it was done, she goes, maybe don't play that song again.
Oh.
So that one, it noted for the record that apparently is my mom's least favorite Weird Al song.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Crushed.
I'm crushed. I've got 2 more facts. This one is not super fun, just because of how it starts, but I think it's interesting information to have, and kind of a bit of a what could have been. The movie UHF is dedicated to Trinidad Silva from Raoul's Wild Kingdom, because the actor was killed by a drunk driver midway through production of the movie. Had he survived, yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So now, because have you ever had that moment you were like, man, I wish there was more Raoul? Because I do.
We talked about this, you and I, not even on your show. Like we
No,
talked
just in
about
life,
this,
yeah.
like in life, and I think you Googled him or something and found that out, and we were both like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like
So had Trinidad survived, the movie would have developed the character Raul Hernandez a little bit more, such as the fact that he was a postal worker, and it would have included a scene involving revenge of the flying poodle Fifi, who was unmercifully thrown from out a second-story window.
Well, hold on. May I interrupt? I would argue if she had learned to fly, that wouldn't have been a problem.
That's true.
Okay. I just want to make that clear. It was on the poodle, not Raoul.
Yeah, there was a scene with attacking poodles filmed after Trinidad's passing using another actor doubling for him with stuffed poodles attached to his body and covering his face to kind of put a pin in the whole Raoul storyline.
Hey,
but it was
you
cut.
got weasels on your face.
Oh, lots of poodles, man. You got poodle hat, weasels on your face, animals. Yeah. So one of the things that has always felt like a whole, I guess, and it's weird because of how, patchworked together this movie is in the first place. One of the things
I'm going to interrupt you, whatever you're going to say. It's a Weird Al movie.
Right.
Like,
I know.
It's a weird parody movie.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Continue.
All I was going to say is, I feel like there are so many things that Weird Al does that are so incredibly, they may seem random at first glance or whatever, but so much is so incredibly deliberate. And the fact that Raoul's character has like these two amazing scenes and then is not heard from again doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like...
No, yeah, I get it.
So I always just kind of felt like, I was like, oh, what happened? And then I found out what happened.
But I think it's perfectly bookended, and maybe they wrote this after the fact when they're just like, and this guy, and then they show the whole Raoul's Wild Kingdom, and they're just like, man, where did you find this guy? And it's like, oh, I thought you found this guy. I thought you found this guy, huh? And then it just ends, and I'm like, it's kind of perfect.
That's fair. That's true.
And I will say that I don't think I would have ever thought of why wasn't, like, when you and I talked about it, I was like, why didn't we ever see him in anything else? Like, I wasn't like, why wasn't there more of him in that movie?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like knowing that now makes me be like, oh, well, yeah, there could have been more of him in the movie, but I never wondered why the character wasn't in there more ahead of that.
That's fair.
If that makes sense.
There could have been, but I never. And it's not a knock. It's just like it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was perfect. That
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't know how many times in life I've ever said. I know it's a different, obviously based on a different quote. It's a parody of a different movie quote, but never in my life have I said, we don't need no stinking badges. Ever since. It's always been Badgers. Ever since seeing UHF. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Badgers.
Yep.
You don't need no stinking Badgers.
And by the way, it took me like 10 years to know that was a parody line.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
was aware that it was a parody. I just never knew, like, oh, this is from something, but I don't care enough.
That's really what I mean. Like the way it's presented in the movie, when you see it, you're like, that's from something. But I didn't know what it was from for like a decade later.
Yep. And you don't have to.
Oh, actually, this is going to segue into a funny little story that I can tell Ian for Lauren. So you're familiar with Amish Paradise because everyone on Earth is. And you're familiar with the film Pulp Fiction because everyone on Earth is.
Yes.
So Lauren watched last year for the first time in her life Pulp Fiction. And that's a good one. And when that scene happens and Marcellus Wallace says, "Do you hear me talking, hillbilly boy? I'm going to get medieval on your ass." A solid 30 seconds later, Lauren goes, "Oh my God, I get the line in Amish Paradise now."
Because I have to get medieval on your
eyes. But was that coined in Pulp Fiction?
Yes. Oh, yes.
No one's ever used that before?
Not, I'm going to get medieval. No.
Oh.
That came from Pulp Fiction.
I guess I didn't. You know what? I guess I didn't realize that either. The way someone had to explain to me that jabroni was like a new word.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So that line when he says, or else I might have to get medieval on your hiney is a reference to Pulp Fiction. And she just kind of was like, oh, neat. Weird Al wrote some lyrics, like not knowing what it was. And then, so we're watching that movie, and that scene is obviously, it's a very serious scene in many different ways. And so there's like a solid 30 seconds of silence in our house. And people have very many different reactions to that scene. And she's like, oh my God, now I get Amish Paradise.
Wait, so what did you think Weird Al meant when he said get medieval on your hiney?
I truly just thought it was a reference to the fact that medieval on your hiney, fine. But I truly thought it was a reference to the fact that like the Amish didn't have a lot of modern conveniences.
Well, I mean, it is that, but also he's Yeah.
I didn't look
It
any
works
further
both
into the
ways.
joke. I
Yeah.
felt, because they're going to party like it's 1699. Like, okay, you go 200 years before that, then it's medieval on your hiney. Like, it's fine. It
Sure.
made sense to me somehow.
But I think the word in itself, and that's more Tarantino, is just like, I guess, I never thought about it. It was never used before that. But the idea that someone could say, I'm going to get medieval on your ass. Like, I know what that means. I don't fully know what that means, but like they were brutal and primal in medieval times.
Yeah.
Not like, the place with the castle and the sand and
Yeah.
there's no utensils and everything. But I guess, I never thought about it like that. I guess it's like, what do they say? It's like in the pantheon, like Tarantino's vernacular is so ingrained in us. I just, get
for sure.
medieval one.
Yep. No, I totally get that.
I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it.
Well, that's good. I wish I was like Actually, I wish I was experiencing Pulp Fiction for the first time now. Like, I love that movie.
What a fantastic film.
See, this is one of the joys of being me. And
Right, yeah. She just watched The Crow for the first time a couple of weeks ago too, and like everybody,
The Crow?
Yeah, nearly everybody I know
wait.
messaged me and was like, "How did she like it?"
So, you probably you probably didn't love it. You think it was cheesy and okay?
I didn't think it was.
best?
I didn't think it was cheesy. Like here's the best way for me to put it. I get why people like it.
But it's not 1994 anymore. And people wearing trench coats, and it's a little hot topic-y.
Yeah, yeah. For sure.
I love it, and it was like something that I'm nostalgic for. And my wife came to it late, and she's like, "Nah, it's all right. It's kind of dumb." And I was like, "It is." And the dialogue is like, and I could get crucified for this, but the dialogue is a little like, "Really? That's what you're gonna say?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
but I love it. I do love it.
That's the thing. There's things that like I am. And I'm going to say this on an episode of the show where we're talking about UHF. There are some people who are grown adults today who have never seen UHF, and if you show it to them, they're going to go, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of have to. They have to be weird.
Yeah, they have to
They
be
have
weird.
to like that. That kind of humor. They have to like that.
Yeah.
And the chances are, if they like that, they probably already were familiar with Weird Al and his sentiment and his his style of comedy.
So,
like, if you were to show someone, all right, so that one's old and very of its time, but if you were to show someone the movie Weird, they have to like that. If they don't, it's going to be like, why is this movie acting like this?
yeah.
Because it's Weird Al.
Well, I'm not going to derail this completely. I have one more fun fact, but I need to make this point. There have even been people with Weird the Al Yankovic story. There are people like within the quote unquote Weird Al fandom that didn't understand what was happening in Weird the Al Yankovic story. They were expecting.
He made a parody. The king of parody made a parody of behind the scenes, MTV, VH1.
Yeah.
And for you, my biggest problem is that it ended, and I went, "Oh, I want more silliness."
Well,
Yeah.
it might happen. It might happen.
Weird Al recently shared the news that he finished a new script, and the director of Weird the Al Yankovic story said, "Oh, really? So did I today." Like at the same time. So and they've talked sequel before. So
neato.
Yes.
I know.
For anyone listening to should have seen it, but I won't say anything about the ending. But like it ended, and I went, "Oh, that's so great."
Yeah.
Oh, but I want more.
Yeah.
We're gonna get more. We're gonna get more. One final fun
We're gonna
fact.
get weird.
We are gonna get weird. We're gonna get like so super weird. My last fun fact. I'm just throwing this on here because Russ being the music guy, I felt like you'd appreciate knowing this. That Ginger Baker, the drummer from Cream, actually auditioned for the role of the panhandling bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that somewhere along the way, but that's fun.
Because he's a Weird Al fan, or was, or is.
Yeah, was. Yeah, and yeah. So anyway, we got what we got, and that's it. I actually do sometimes when our old Doberman is outside and he's taking his sweet time in the yard. I will actually go put my head out the back door and I'll go, "Hey, Mister, hey, Mister," like to try to get him to come in the house. All right, guys. I think this is a good time to take a tiny little break, throw it over to some ads. If you don't like the ads, it's your fault for Googling what you Google.
Hey, you there. We've got a question for you. Are you tired of clickbait stories and the loudest voices driving discussions in culture and entertainment?
If so, I'm Dylan.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Corey. And we host the podcast From the Middle. We're middle-class guys living in the middle of America, in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view somewhere in the middle.
We take a more reasonable and centrist approach in our discussions covering genres like comedy, culture, entertainment, and interviews, with really interesting folks like business owners, comic creators, doctors, news anchors, New York Times best-selling illustrators, professional stand-up comics, and more. We really value a relaxed and conversational podcast, one that we hope is so fun and laid back, you'll forget you're not actually hanging out with us.
So search at From the Mid Pod, just like it sounds, or check us out everywhere you can find podcasts.
Hey, I'm Hansel Zarin from the BFYTW podcast, here with my buddy Stevie.
Hey, what's up?
And Augie.
Hey.
And we're here to, first of all, categorically deny the rumors going around that all we've been doing lately is copying other podcasts. This is categorically untrue, and we deny it completely. Having said that, please continue to enjoy the Beard Owl podcast. But when you're done, please check out our new project, the Weird Ale podcast, where we pair an ale with a Weird Al song. Pretty sure that hasn't been done before.
And we're back. Weren't those great ads?
We're back.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that second one.
No.
Right.
It's not for me.
No, it's
So I
not.
totally understand.
I'm gonna make
Yeah,
sure.
what are Roosevelts anyways?
What are? Could you imagine?
What? No, I didn't get that. I got a thing for like a duck robot. What am I- a
Duck robot.
for?
Sounds like you got hit by autocorrect.
Oh man.
That took
Move
me a
along,
second.
move along.
I like it. Move along.
Yeah.
Moving along. So, in this next second half of the show, yeah, why not? That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna be talking about some smaller characters that we think make the movie special.
Are
So,
we gonna first list them and then talk about them? Like, are we all gonna list our own and then dive into it, or are we gonna each go in our own segment?
we could do it however you want to do it. I kind of feel like, if you want to go and then you kind of go and we'll just kind of have conversations about it. I've got a little list.
Yeah, you should probably have him list his
Yeah,
off. And,
you list yours off and we'll just
then
build the conversation
what
off
what
of
he
that.
doesn't hit, you can, and
Yeah.
I'll talk on both of your.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my first runner-up, only because my wife and I are in a rewatch of The Sopranos, and for some reason, I always thought and I forget the character's name, like the goon who kidnaps Stanley. He's like the head goon.
Yeah.
Who I always, for some reason, thought it was Stallone's brother.
Yes, he
I
does
don't
look
know
like
why.
that.
I've seen the
Yeah.
movie. What? Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen the movie a million times, but now I'm like, oh my god, that's Richie Aprile from The Sopranos. Brother, you guys watch? And I was like, oh man, and so we're like, we're watching. We're almost done again, but I'm just like, he's playing the same character, but with none of the gravitas and none of the
Yeah.
believability,
Yeah.
and just getting staples in the face.
Yeah.
So I love him because now because we're rewatching that, I have this that guy. So all right, so my real list is in no
Real
particular
list.
order and I'm sure it's the same as you guys.
I don't know.
Cooney.
Oh well, Cooney. Yeah, let's stop and talk about Cooney for a little bit here.
Okay,
I feel like
so I cannot hear any type. I can never hear the word snapper, which is not common, but which I realize is also
Yes.
another name
Right.
for ladies'
sure.
anatomy.
Yeah.
But if I'm anywhere at a restaurant or anything and I hear red snapper, I'm just very tasty.
I mean, there was a phase in my life where I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing, and in the game Animal.
You say that like you're like, oh, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. No, I mean, don't tell anyone because I haven't really been back to my island in a year, so it's probably really overrun and they're all mad at me. Don't tell Tom Nook, okay? But you go fishing in that game, and one of the fish that you catch is a red snapper, and I was every time I go, ooh, very tasty.
And you want to yell stupid at everyone?
Yep.
Oh, for sure. Like we watch a lot of on Pluto TV. There's a 24-hour Price is Right channel where all they do is show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they show them from like 77 to like 83, and anytime anyone does anything wrong, I'm like stupid. But the one Lauren knows this. We go for sushi quite a bit, and we've gone from like hole in the wall, like I'm not sure if this is really fish sushi places, all the way up to like, oh, I think we're underdressed like sushi places. Does not matter where we are and what the place is. Every single time I pick up a menu, at some point I will be like, ooh, red Snapple, very tasty. hoping for like someone to hear it and give you that look, like, oh yeah, UHF. It's never gonna
like someone's like chowing down on sashimi.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
they're just like, huh? What? I
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
We're like, can we be best friends now?
I have a T-shirt that has it's just stylized version of Cooney doing karate, and underneath it says supplies. And Russ won't let me wear that to the nail salon.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, me doing his voice on this podcast is gonna very well get me canceled.
No, look
No.
it. You're on a Weird Al podcast. We don't get canceled.
You're
around
quoting
here.
dialogue.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
here, you know what else I'm going to say then? Weeva!
I love, and I know it's not Cooney directly, but I love George in the apartment that they live. They're cool with like, oh, what time is it? And like the arm punches through, and like, oh my God, I'm 7:30, I'm late. Like, I just like, I don't know why it's like, it just, I don't know. It's so funny to me that they're okay with like arms and body parts busting through their walls.
Well, in an earlier version of the script, Cooney was actually their landlord.
I mean, he still technically could be.
He could be. It's just not explicitly stated. So like maybe that's that.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be the headcanon there. Like he's punching through the wall because it's his wall.
Yeah, well, could be.
Yeah, not unrelated, but like some of the artwork that I do, I love like diners, drive-ins, and dives, whether it's the TV show or the physical places. And something I love to do is I love to draw diners, drive-ins, and dives with like local places that I love to go to. And now it turns out I did one for like a local hot dog place in North Jersey, and now I'm going to be working with them, all because I drew something and they saw it. But that's besides the point. When I was rewatching it, I was like, "Oh my God, should I do a piece of art based on like and I can't. I was gonna call her Big
Edna. Big Edna.
Oh yeah, Big Edna, her burger shop. I was like, 'cause it's got a storefront, it's got a sign. There's enough dialogue there that I could create some text for it. But I feel like I would do that, and 12 people might buy a print. So it's that kind of. Maybe I'll just do it digitally for myself.
Yeah, well, I will tell you that scattered throughout our home, we have various prints and original pieces of Weird Al artwork. So
I got one customer.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. If you do
makes
drop
it all
big
worth
in
it.
this,
And I mean, if it helps, we could split it into 2 different payments, so you can count as 2 different customers.
yeah, that's true.
It would still be one sale, but I would happily split that.
That's too funny. Oh.
So one thing I want to mention on this with him punching through the wall, and this is going to segue into something else that I was telling Lauren I desperately want to bring up on this episode. But when he punches through the wall, years later, if you've ever seen the movie Ted, that's another one where I think the second one is just as funny as the first one. But the movie with Ted with Mark Wahlberg.
The bear.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
There's a whole scene where they get into a huge fight with their martial arts neighbor, and they end up punching through the wall. And the whole thing goes down. And it's one of those things where I'm like, someone on this saw UHF. Like, you know what I mean? Like someone here like knows that that's a reference in some way to UHF.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I believe.
Well,
I believe.
and so, and then this is the other thing that I wanted to bring up, and I was telling Lauren about this. So I don't know, within the last 6 months or so, the WWE put up a backstage short from their NXT, which is their minor league. And in this short was CM Punk, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. So like the guy who runs the WWE, the guy who runs their minor league, and one of the biggest names in wrestling. So all 3 of these guys are in the thing. And CM Punk has these like really short shorts on and a cowboy hat. and they're both standing there talking, and Shawn Michaels walks into the frame and he goes, "Take that ridiculous thing off."
Yeah.
Yeah. And CM Punk takes off his cowboy hat all sad and gives it back to Shawn Michaels. And I told Lauren, I couldn't run in Lauren's office fast enough. I was like, they just made an obvious reference to UHF.
Okay, Russ, calm down.
Yeah.
Catch your breath. Think before you speak. Go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how it was.
exactly what
I'm
happened.
like, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. And I had to
was
show it
great.
because it's, to me, it's like, that to me confirms that at least one of those three guys, probably all three, have some reverence for UHF.
I feel like I've heard CM Punk and like Weird Al's name in like the same sentence, that like maybe he's a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So-
would track. That would make sense in a whole lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously Russ is referencing the take that ridiculous thing off when the guy peels off his mustache, and we spent
So
like
great.
now we both have full-time jobs and stuff, but we spent
Brag.
I know.
I know.
We both spent too much time today trying to find the name of the actor that portrayed the gentleman who peels off the mustache. And I don't know who he is. So if you're
He's just uncredited.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and you happen to know, because I'm sure that there's some nerd listening to this that knows, and I'm saying nerd in the most loving and kind and like complimentary way. There's some nerd out there that knows. So please tell us, because that's one of Russ's favorite minor characters in this film.
Yes. So, but I just wanted to bring that up. And when you brought the punching through the wall, that reminded me of the Ted reference. But by all means, let us know who else, who you got next on your list.
Number 2, again, not in any order, is the bum.
Oh, yes.
Just like, oh, I got a Rolex. Like that, like, listy, like, yeah, that spittle. And yeah, just like, hey, mister, thanks a lot. Like,
Yeah. This
he's
guy.
got like that. And it's weird because he's got like kind of that drooly, rubbery face, but so does that, guns don't kill people. I do. They kind of have that rubbery face, like look, and they're both in the movie.
Huh.
But
Yeah.
it's funny when I was, trying to be cool and look up their names, because like a lot of them don't. I was like, do they even say their character's name? He doesn't have a name. He's just listed as bum.
Yeah, the actor is Vance Colvig Jr., who actually just passed away relatively recently. Well, no, this wasn't relatively recently. If 1989 was recently. No, he passed away. Yeah, I knew this was one of his last film roles, actually. And it was his last like in theaters motion picture before he passed away. So.
But what she was saying earlier about the our Doberman, he's not the brightest in the first place, and he's 9 now. And when she goes to the backyard, she'll literally sometimes just be like, "Hey, mister. Hey, mister." And then he'll just look like, "Who, me? Who you?" Like, and I'm just like, honey, he barely knows his own name anymore. Like, you can't go throwing impressions at him from a movie from that long ago. So.
I know. But I do think that the bum is such an amazing character in this film, because he is the embodiment of Deus Ex Machina, right? He's the thing.
The machine of God?
Yeah, that's the plot driving device for like the thing that corrects something that in like a completely illogical sort of way, right? The only way
because he buys all the shares because
of the penny.
From
Fletcher.
Like the Indian head penny from earlier in the movie. Hey
mister. And so like he's the reason that the station gets saved. It's this bum. And the character doesn't even have a name.
Right.
So.
How about that?
I know. This is like literary stuff.
I love that gag where, got any change? And it's just a make change of $1.
I know. I love it so much.
It's fantastic. I hope that you're going where I think you're going with your next character, but if not, we will definitely bring him up.
It's Raoul.
Oh, right on. Okay.
He steals. It's a scene stealer, whether it makes sense or not.
Yeah.
Whether I knew what the reference was or not. Like, I vividly remember quoting like, "Fly Fifi" with like Scott Rubenstein. Whether we understood the subtleties of the movie or not when we were a kid, just like imitating and quoting like Throwing Dogs and like I can't see a turtle, and I like Ninja Turtles a lot, so it's like it comes up a lot.
Oh, their nature suction cup, yeah.
Their nature suction,
Right.
throws them up like it's funny, and that throwaway joke of like, I thought you hired this guy. No, I thought you hired this guy is so perfect. Like I love that, and yeah, it just he steals the scene, and that's it. That's all I got.
I think that's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I love Raul, and we talked about Trinidad Silva earlier in the show and stuff, and how like I love Raul so much. I wish there was more Raul, but I appreciate you saying no. We got just the right amount of Raul.
Sure. Wait, so Russ, who did you think I was going to say?
The first one on your list there.
Oh, on my list, yeah. Joe Early, the
Emo Phillips.
Emo Phillips.
I thought about that. He's great. I can't take anything away. I just, for whatever reason, I didn't name him.
The amount of times in my life that I have said, Mr. Butterfingers, because of that scene.
When I was watching it yesterday, and I'm watching it on my second monitor while I'm working, and there'd be times where I would kind of pause and look over, and for the first time in 4 million viewings of this, I noticed his thumb.
Yeah.
Like you could see it clear as day.
Oh yeah.
That he's like, oh, I cut it off, but he's just got it like tucked under his hand. But in like one scene where he's like flailing it at George, like, look. You can clearly see it tucked under.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it makes it. I don't know if that makes it even better.
It does, and that's I think I love how like silly it is, and like how you could tell like, oh no, like this isn't really actually happening.
I'm
I
not even fully aware of who Emo Phillips is, as much as like this kind of offbeat comedian that associates with Weird Al.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I mean.
One of the last times we saw Weird Al, he opened for him.
Yeah, the last 2 times I saw Weird Al on the unfortunate return of the ridiculously self-indulgent ill-advised vanity tour, Emo Phillips did open for Weird Al,
right.
And he
just a stand-up.
Yep,
or just did whatever you want to call that.
Yeah,
and his stand-up is very close to what you see in that scene, except he doesn't injure himself.
Yeah.
Like same vocal weird style and everything. Yeah, like I heard of Emo Phillips, like, and I always tell Lauren about this, but way back before both of you were born in the 80s, they used to have a lot more stand-up on TV, on regular TV than they do now. Like, there's none on TV now, but there used to be. Like Fox, when Fox first launched, they used to have stand-up every night at 7:00 for a half hour. And I would see there's people, I've tell you about the names like David Spade and all sorts of people is who I ever heard of first. But Emo Phillips was like way different than all of the other comics. So I always remembered him. And then when he showed up in UHF, I was like, oh, it's that guy. And then, he didn't really go on to like greatness or anything, but I knew of him before that because he was so distinct. Like him, Stephen Wright, like there were guys who had like a distinct style. Yeah.
They weren't like telling jokes. They were just like weirdly existing.
There was a thing in the 80s like that. Like Stephen Wright is one of my favorite comics of all time, who just his whole thing is his dry delivery. That's totally different than how any other comic delivers. Gallagher, I know he's known for the watermelon thing, but like all the rest of the jokes that he had were just completely different than how anybody else did things, because there was that subset of people like that in Emo Phillips and everything. And then there was and I'm going to fall into a crappy Seinfeld here, but the whole rest of all of comedy was, the slick looking suit and what's the deal with airline food? It
was observational stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it always stood out to me when somebody was unique. That's why somebody but that's all Emo Phillips' thing was he would come out and do what you see him doing in UHF without the cutting his thumb off.
I mean, as a Weird Al fan, I have to say that we all do go through our emo phase.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Go home.
Go home. I am home. This is my house.
That was fast.
I have 2.5 more characters that I feel like I need to mention.
Oh no, is that the joke I think it is?
No, actually, it's not.
Oh wow.
Oh no, Noodles Macintosh. I'm not making a joke about him being a small person.
Talk about getting canceled.
I wasn't. No, it was honestly for how much of a smaller part the other one is. Oh no, I didn't do that on purpose. I really didn't. Oh dear, because the whole point I wanted to make about Noodles Macintosh is, oh my god, See, I'm going to get canceled now.
Anyone who's ever listened to your show knows you didn't mean
I
this.
didn't mean it that way.
It's more on me for thinking of it that way.
Okay.
Me too. So.
Yeah.
What I love about Noodles McIntosh is when he first appears, right? And Fran Drescher's character is there like looking for her cameraman, and then she's on the phone and she's freaking out because she can't find him.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up and he's as small as he is. She doesn't say anything about it. She goes, "Oh, there you are, great. Now follow me." Right?
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
love
yeah.
that about her character, and like how like Noodles McIntosh is just respected for what he is, and then he gets knocked down to the ground after the broadcasting isn't for broads, or broads should stay out of
Yeah.
broadcasting.
Broads don't belong in
broadcasting.
broadcasting.
I don't like it.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? And then you've got Noodles McIntosh with his scuffed up elbow back
Yeah.
in the station.
Which was the worst thing that happened to him until you insulted him here
I
a little while
know.
ago.
I know.
Sorry that happened, everyone.
I know. Did you know Billy Barty, who he passed away in 2000, he would have turned 100 this year.
Wow. Good
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah, he was born in 1924, October 23rd, 1924, which is also Weird Al's birthday, but not
Not the same
Same
year.
year.
not the same year,
yeah, right.
obviously.
Either that or Weird Al looks fantastic
Weird Al does look great.
for 99.
Yeah, but Billy Barty and his wife, who was also a small person. Billy Barty was actually an activist, and he founded the Little People of America Foundation
Right on.
for that kind of thing, and that's pretty cool. And his wife, and see, I wasn't making fun of him. I
I
think
was
this
going
is
to
pretty
say,
awesome.
are you like
I'm-
hurriedly trying to undo that?
I am undoing it,
accidental
and
joke?
he and his wife actually, both had dwarfism, but their son, he's a movie producer, and he's 5'11".
Right on.
So,
Me too.
really, you're as tall
My
as
hair makes
Noodles'
me like-
kid. Your hair makes you tall.
My hair makes me like 6'2", but
Oh yeah, see, that'll do it. That'll do it. That's why I put this ponytail up high. This makes me like 5'2".
Right.
Maybe. The next one is Richard Fletcher, who's the son. I'm going for the son here, played by John Paragon. Mostly because of Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love that so much.
all I can think of in that entire scene is, I wanted a Rolex, you idiot. A Rolex.
I know. And Kevin McCarthy, he's too major of a character for me to feel like I wanted to mention on this list. But that actor, Weird Al says on the DVD commentary that any time Kevin had to be especially mean in his role, as soon as they called cut, he started bursting out laughing. He was having an absolute laugh riot.
Really?
Playing
That
this.
makes me feel better because, like, part of me, I have the DVD. I really got to like listen to the commentary. Part of me sees it as like almost like Alec Guinness in like Star Wars, where he's in it and everyone loves him, and you're like, oh, he hated it.
Yeah.
He didn't like it. And you're just like, I could see a serious actor doing this and going, what the shit am I on?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Don't tear it up.
We're
That's
late
fine.
on now.
Like, what kind of crap is this? Like this, but the idea that he was having a great time makes me enjoy it more.
It should. It absolutely should. And one little fun fact about John Paragon. Are you a Pee-wee's Playhouse guy?
Yes.
Okay. So
When Pee-wee passed, it was like actual heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I love. Yeah. So go ahead.
fun fact before the fun fact, actually, touching fact, and then another touching fact. Before Paul Rubens passed away, he actually saw Weird the Al Yankovic Story before anybody else did, because of him being portrayed in the pool
In the
party
movie.
scene. Yeah. So he got to see that before he left us.
Did Al know that he was sick and that's why?
Yeah.
Or he. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. He was one of those guys who I interviewed Eric Appel, the director of Weird the Al Yankovic Story, on the show a while ago.
Oh,
yeah. And he told me that he was on Paul's Christmas card list. He's on Weird Al's Christmas card list. These guys are all like big, sending cards out to people that are important to them, kind of deal. So
I know that
yeah.
Pee-wee would call, or Paul would call everyone on their birthday.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That kind of deal. So it's just one of those great things. But John Paragon, who he played Jambi the Genie on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Wait, the the owner of Channel 8.
Yeah, the son.
The guy that says
the
Happy
son.
Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Jambi?
Yeah. And that actor actually passed away in 2021, and
That I know. Yeah.
his urn is, quote, a perfectly crafted depiction of the purple and gold genie box from Pee-wee's
Oh,
Playhouse.
the thing that like opens.
Yep. So his urn looks like that.
Super cool.
I feel like that's like mad respect.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
that's
To
amazingly
be that
cool.
connected to something
Like the art that you
that's
made?
the type of thing where
Weird art.
I'll tell you offline afterwards because I don't want to be a jerk to somebody. But there's a very famous actor who a comedian and writer has a big problem with and tells a lot of stories about how much he hates his fans and the things that he's known for and whatnot. And people were quoting his lines to him once, and as soon as they walked away, he was like, "That's the ones I hate the most." And that's just such a bummer. And for like
I've heard
this,
of guys like that.
yeah,
Too.
and with this, it's like, do you think that guy probably at some point in his life was not in the mood to hear Mecca Like a High, but to just take it, to own that so much and be like, and then when I'm gone, I'm going to be in this because I'm okay with being identified with something that brought people so much joy.
Yeah, it's a legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I have one last, this is the half character because it's such a little part. The blind,
Wait,
what?
is it the guy who trips? Is it the cameraman and the guy
No.
who trips?
No. It's the blind guy with the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Is this it? Is this it?
Oh my god!
Is this it? Is this it? Like, it's such a good gag.
Yep.
So I just thought he was fabulous. I felt like
Not the upside down yodeling guitar guy.
no. The blind guy with the Rubik's Cube just got me. So, Russ, I think we covered you kind of planned this right.
I told you, yeah. She was like, and you should have a list too. And I was like, y'all are going to have enough lists to where I can just talk about what you're going to, because a lot of what I would have picked would have matched up anyways,
So,
but I don't know. It sounds to me like there needs to be, I mean, everybody lobbies for Weird Al Roosevelt shirts, but it sounds to me like there needs to be a shirt dedicated to just the
UHF.
side characters from
UHF.
Yeah, but not one with George or Terry or any, just the side characters.
5 people would buy it, and I would buy. I would be.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can sign us up. That's 2 sales.
That's 2
again.
sales right there.
Again, that's 2.
I mean, I don't want to turn this into a Roosevelt's podcast, but like, if it was weird, it'd be an easier sell to do a Weird Al shirt.
Oh yeah.
Because he owns his likeness. We couldn't likely do the song lyrics.
Yeah.
Because then it would be a license with the with whatever the record producer is.
Mm-hmm.
But you could do a Weird Al shirt, and if you do a UHF shirt, then it's Orion, which is MGM, which is
There's
Which
a lot.
I was going to say that the
so
rights
much.
have to have changed hands like 3,000 times.
I think Amazon owns MGM, but regardless, it'd be easier to do a Weird Al, just a singular Weird Al shirt.
Yeah.
I also think it would be in Roosevelt's best monetary interest to do a Weird Al over a side character.
For sure.
Wait a second. What? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Lies.
But I know that that Al has worn the shirts.
Yes.
He's worn some Star Wars ones, and it's funny, like before Roosevelt's, I was a very black t-shirt.
Me
black, grays, blues.
Yep.
And then the first shirt that I bought from them, I was like, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna try this? It was Wendy and the Beast.
Oh,
Wendy Peppercorn and the Beast. So it was like that bright blue one with the dog and the girl on it. And then since then, I've kind of dipped my toe into it. And then when I got a job with Roosevelt's or doing freelance, I would get copies of my shirts, and it's just I'm gonna wear my shirts.
Oh yeah,
well, it
and
does.
Then it oh, yep, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I will wear wild shirts. Sure, there's some stuff I still don't want to wear. Maybe it's just a color preference. But when I tell people who I am now, I'm in my Weird Al phase. I like to wear a rocking shirt, just plain pants. And, for a while I wore them out, but I had these like slip on sneakers that had dinosaurs all over them.
Yeah.
But I like broke the soles. But like, I'm in my Weird Al phase.
I love that.
Nice.
Don't ever leave it. I feel like I've been in my Weird Al phase since 1996. And just own it. It's a great way to be. It's a wonderful. I like, because here's the thing. Like, I wouldn't even be like into the Roosevelt shirts at all if it wasn't for the Weird Al of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
is that how you like got introduced?
Well, my brother got me my first one, and we've been Weird Al fans since we were kids, and he was into the shirts because of the patterns and the funness about
the wacky
of the whole deal. So I kind of started learning about what the shirts are, and my first one was the pink LaCroix. So
got it.
So that makes sense.
I can quickly share because I think my story about how I got into Roosevelt's is funnier.
It is funnier
because Lauren, we live here in Jacksonville, Florida, which is where Aaron Williams lives, who is a big, huge part of the Roosevelt's community. And Lauren,
yeah.
And so Lauren knew him and was friends on Facebook with him. And every single time her and I posted a picture on social media, Aaron, who I'd never met in my life, had no idea who he is, would be like, "Looks like you're having a good Saturday. I wish your man had a better shirt." Like every single time we posted a picture, he would insult whatever shirt that I was wearing. And I'm like, who is this? Yeah. I was like, why is this person? Like, who is this guy? So she bought me because WWE, she bought me a D-Generation X Roosevelt's. And like everybody else, the first time I put my arm in one, I was like, oh, that's comfortable, but I grew up in Detroit. I'm a big, huge music guy. My entire lifetime before this has been spent in jeans and rock t-shirts. And I switched
pretty much where I was living too.
Yeah. And literally because I work from home, every single day I wear different Roosevelt's and tuxedos and the whole 9 yards. Her father and I have matching tuxedos and so it's a big part of our lives, and we're
So we wore Roosevelt shirts when we got married.
That's true.
Oh yeah. Which ones?
He wore the midnight Miami LaCroix tux. So he had the shirt and the shorts, and
it's a good one.
It's
you get married, you're going to want to wear formal wear.
Yeah. And I wore a white dress with a garden party.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then we had our reception the following year, and it was all Roosevelt stout too. It was kind of ridiculous. So we love the whole colorful thing of it, and like we're just so happy to I love that you like literally feel like you're in your Weird Al phase of life, because that's what these shirts are. People wearing them, whether they realize it or not, are living like their Weird Al fantasy.
Steve, the co-founder, unfortunately passed away, but he had said wearing the shirts for a lot of people is like a suit of armor.
Yeah.
It's something that they would have never have done. And when they wear it, they feel a little stronger, a little more outgoing, a little bolder. And it gives people this confidence they may not have had, where, I mean, you wear the shirts and you wear them out and about. And I'm sure you've had people come up to you and talk to you about them.
Oh, constantly.
In the past, you're like, get the fuck away.
Yeah, right.
Now you're kind of like, let's talk about these shirts.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Constantly.
So Steve and John were onto something there.
For sure.
I quickly, because I know we got to wrap up, but we just had the big Jacksonville meetup down here, and Lauren and I led the pub.
I know. I'm sorry I missed it.
We saw your video. You were great.
Yeah, we did. We just saw your video.
You wasn't a conflict of interest.
No,
you were being very interesting.
Well, I'm from Detroit, so I was like, it's fine. He's doing the Motor City Comic Con. It's fine.
Yeah.
But Lauren and I led the pub crawl around Jacksonville on Saturday. We had, I don't know, about 40 of us or so. And anyways, at least at 2 of the 5 pubs that we stopped at, we all ended up having people be like, okay, what's with the shirts? And like,
are you guys in a cult?
Doing well,
it's not a cult.
Yeah, we were like, we were like, until there's a Netflix documentary, it's not a cult. So I'm just saying that. But we did have at least 2 or 3 people that like took all the information down and scanned the QR codes, and we're like, oh, we want to be a part of this too, So
it was really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were recruiting,
I know we got to wrap up, but I was doing you see, if you use words like recruit, that's how we get to the Netflix doc.
Well, you want to, you got your different tiers, and you want to get to the top of the nebula.
Yes.
And then you can recruit more insiders. And I've said too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to do it the right Amway. Wait a minute. I didn't mean to use those words.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But anyways, go.
That was delightful.
Yep.
I will say, since it has been the Beard Owl podcast, I have enjoyed a Sweetwater Brewing Company Gummies Fruit Punch IPA. I think I've had something from this series on this show before, but it's delightful. And to kind of put a pin in that little funny joke that we were making there, this sort of tasted like Kool-Aid.
Good one.
Ian, thank you so much for being here to talk about UHF with us today. It's been delightful.
My pleasure. Who doesn't want to talk about movies in general, especially movies we love. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I would encourage everybody to check out the show notes for this, because I will throw some links to things that Ian has done and just other general things that we've talked about here today. So, if anything interested you, I'm going to try and make it as easy as possible for you to find it. And with that, Russ, thank you for rolling in from the living room.
You know how I do.
And we'll come at you again next time, folks. We're in the holiday season, and I haven't decided yet if we're going to do a holiday episode or if I'm going to jump into side 2 of Dare to Be Stupid. So I guess you're going to have to wait and see. All right. Bye.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye. Yeah.